Stump. There's never been a look.
What a look.
There's never been a taste.
What a taste.
Like this before.
Morton, when it rains, it pours.
Hi, I'm Ernie Martz, and for all my hardware needs, I go where they have the best values. Lindale Hardware, this area's largest full-service hardware store. They've got everything from plumbing and electrical to sporting goods to home improvement. For America's best value in snow throwers, see the entire lineup of Toro snow throwers at Lindale Hardware. From the #1 rated Toro 521 to the superior engineered Toro CCR 2000, which will throw snow up to 30 feet. Visit Lindale Hardware today, the old-fashioned hardware store, 66th and Lindale in Richfield.
Hi, I'm Peter Scolari. Protect your life and the lives of those you love by using safety belts on every trip. Friends ask friends to buckle up.
From the Twin Cities, this is the Upper Midwest first look at tonight's news. This is Primetime News.
Thanks for joining us, everyone, and good evening. I'm Maureen Reeder.
And I'm Jeff Valiant. Coming up tonight on Primetime News, the search for a missing St. Thomas College student comes to a tragic end.
Maplewood police are working overtime in hopes of solving a gruesome murder. And we'll explain why some people are protesting some popular kids' toys at local department stores today.
But we begin tonight with yet another development in the scandal surrounding the U.S. arms deal with Iran.
There are reports it was much bigger than we've been told.
According to a Greek newspaper, the U.S. shipped more than $1 billion worth of military equipment to Iran. That's 100 times the amount previously reported. And a British newspaper says last May, some 20 plane loads of equipment arrived in Iran when U.S. envoy Robert McFarlane made a secret visit. The White House isn't commenting on the reports. Well, these latest developments, true or false, have sparked even more debate in Washington.
Republicans and Democrats alike are asking the president to tell all and clear the air. Frank Sesno has our report.
President Reagan is continuing his California vacation and publicly, at least, sidestepping the Iran controversy. In his weekly radio address, Mr. Reagan sought to change the subject, barely mentioning what has become his most serious crisis.
While we've been occupied with the Iranian issue over the past 2 weeks, let's not forget that there are many other issues that concern us.
But Congress is sidelining such issues as the deficit and the economy for now. Senator Daniel Patrick Moynihan, in the Democratic response, says there is an institutional crisis now that's deeply dangerous and cannot be ignored.
Your presidency is tottering. Do you realize this? It can be saved, but only you can save it, and only if you will talk with us, the Congress. Washington is awash with rumor, intrigue, treachery. Out there in the Santa Ynez Mountains, you cannot know how bad it is.
Even some loyal Republican allies seem to be abandoning ship. Senator Larry Pressler says the president's staff is dragging him down.
My position has shifted somewhat this week from one of staunch defense of the president to one that has seen the ground cut out from under him.
Some say Chief of Staff Donald Regan should be the next to go, despite his persistent denials that he was in no way involved.
This nation does not need and does not want another destroyed presidency. And so I plead, Mr. President, clean house, out with all the facts, out with all the male factors.
But Regan is trying to focus on rebuilding. Reportedly, NATO Ambassador David Abshire and Navy Secretary John Lehman are leading contenders for National Security Advisor.
We do have a list of fine candidates, and we'll be selecting one soon.
Officials say the president wants the facts exposed as much as anyone, and that's why he's authorized internal investigations and ordered all relevant White House documents preserved. President Reagan comes down from the mountaintop on Sunday and heads back to Washington, where an array of congressional committees and a host of unanswered questions about the Iran arms deal will make it all but impossible to get back to business as usual. Frank Sesno, CNN, with the president in Santa Barbara.
5 members of a Minnesota family were killed today when their plane crashed into a mountain in Colorado. The victims are identified as 37-year-old Randy Backus, the pilot, his 35-year-old wife Mary Kay, and their 3 children, Bradley, Stacy, and Corey. The family was returning to their home in White Bear Lake from a ski trip to Steamboat Springs. Shortly after their plane took off, it collided with a mountain ridge and exploded. The Federal Aviation Administration is investigating that accident.
Divers have recovered the body of a missing St. Thomas College student from the Mississippi River. 18-year-old Warren Stump was found inside the wreckage of a car. Stump had been reported missing after he failed to show up at his Chicago home for Thanksgiving. He was last seen leaving a St. Paul bar. Police believe he probably overshot a turn on St. Clair Avenue and crashed into the river. Aiken County authorities have now identified a skull found 3 months ago in a wooded area. The victim is 18-year-old Tracy Cook of Minneapolis. She disappeared almost a year ago. A clay likeness of Cook was reconstructed from the skull and photographs were issued to the media. After receiving dozens of tips from the public, dental records were used to identify Cook. Authorities believe her death may have been drug-related. There are many clues, but still no suspect in the brutal murder of Morna Jean Brennen.
She's the Fridley woman killed after leaving a bar 2 weekends ago. Her body dismembered and found in 2 different locations in Washington County. Her death is having a lasting impact on both police investigating the case and the night spot where she was last seen. The parking lot at MT Pockets, where Mary Jean Brennen disappeared 2 Friday nights ago, looks nothing like it should on a Saturday night. The owner says business is down by half. People are afraid. Until a suspect is found, he expects no better.
It's just awful. You can replace the business in time, but you can't replace the life, and that's the saddest thing about it.
Greg says this is a good, clean, family-owned business. For the past 2 years, he has voluntarily put security guards in the parking lot, which is already well lit. How 22-year-old Morna Brennan ended up with the wrong person is a mystery to everyone. Greg has stepped up security here until a suspect is found.
If he can be found, that would be the best thing. And I pray every night I go to bed that they find this guy.
What kind of person do you think he is?
He is sick. That's all I can say. He's got to be sick.
Hi, Maplewood. Finding a suspect is also top priority at the Maplewood Police Department. Even the police chief is spending his usual day off in his office alone, quietly working on the case.
You know, not to sound coarse or callous, but if we're talking just a regular murder, it would be a different thing. But the fact that you have a murder plus dismemberment, I think that's probably brought out more of a dedication and more drive in the officers of the department.
Collins says police check out every lead they get, sorting and rehashing the clues. It's the most brutal murder he's seen in his 20 years of police work, and it is having a personal impact on every officer.
I've got a son that's approximately the same age as Morna Jean was. You know, my other son and daughter are close to that age. Yeah, you worry about it. You think that, you know, thanks, but by the grace of God, you know, it wasn't one of them. So yeah, it definitely affects you.
Again, Maplewood police are asking anyone with any information to please give them a call.
Still ahead tonight, Hawaii's Kilauea volcano continues to erupt with no apparent end in sight.
And some popular kids' toys become targets of a group trying to stop violence. Stay with us.
They teach our kids to think that war is good and that it's fun, and they teach them war thinking.
Oh.
What's the matter, honey?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, don't feel well.
I don't want to talk about it.
Diarrhea.
I don't want to talk about it.
Cramps. Try Donagel.
I don't want to.
Donagel relieves diarrhea fast, and Donagel has extra medicine for cramps. Others don't.
Well, no diarrhea, no cramps. Honey, about the way I acted.
I don't want to talk about it.
Donagel, recommended by doctors and pharmacists for diarrhea and cramps.
Relief worth talking about.
It's here now in your local newspaper. It's My Water Bedroom's pre-holiday sale. Look it over. It's an 8-page color tabloid filled with great buys on waterbeds and complete bedroom sets. Like the Ontario Oak waterbed, just $2.99. Or the Hialeah, a 4-piece black lacquer bedroom set for $8.99. Soft side waterbed start at $2.49. Don't miss out on great savings during the Water Bedroom's pre-holiday sale. You'll have to hurry. Superstore-wide savings end Monday at 9 p.m. at all Water Bedroom superstores.
Let's talk turkey, friends, during our old turkey trade-in sale. Watch out, little guy. You're next. Ooh. Yeah, right here at Viking Chevrolet in Fridley. And remember, no payments and no interest until March 1987. Here's a 1986 Mazda station wagon. You drive it home today. Only $99 a month. Look at this car. Here's a 1981 Pontiac Phoenix, only $2,900, $88 or $89 a month. We'll see ya here at Viking Chevrolet.
Monday, live from Hollywood, the entertainment capital of the world. It's The Late Show, starring Joan Rivers.
Join me on the next Late Show with talk show hostess Oprah Winfrey.
Monday night at 10:35 on the Great Entertainer, Channel 9.
Protesters rallied in the Twin Cities today in a desperate plea to Santa.
They want to end the buildup in the war toy arsenal. Fritzy Borgwart has the story.
On my signal, begin.
One psychologist said children are mimics and their toys reflect the times in which they live. If that's true, it says something about the armies of children who this year have visions of G.I. Joe and Rambo at war in their heads. It's a craze that's not, at least according to their parents, for these children. The children of Women Against Military Madness, or WHAM, are learning a new kind of game. They are little peace demonstrators, and their Christmas lists are full of the toys they don't want from Santa.
Rambo and G.I. Joe and robots. I don't like G.I. Joes.
Why not?
Because they're evil.
They teach them war thinking and aggression, and it comes out in all sorts of violent types of behavior. And they say the killing going on, there's no blood.
But psychologists differ on the effect war toys may have on children. They all agree that war toys are not good for children who are already aggressive. But for other children, war toys may even be therapeutic.
The children are going to be exposed to violence and need some way to understand it and to gain mastery over their fears about violence. But I think children are naturally going to gravitate to them to some extent, and we may as well talk with our children about the issues involved so they know what war is really like.
The Rambo doll has a list of enemies as long as your arm. It's one of the enemy dolls that concerns Noha Ismail, a Palestinian American. The villain is an Arab, one that, according to the doll's maker, Coleco, is homeless because, quote, no country will accept this heartless terrorist.
You are teaching children racism and prejudice and hatred from age 5 and 6.
401.57? Okay. While Wham was marching against war toys in Minneapolis, Wham was buying them in North St. Paul. Wearing black headbands, members exhausted their charge cards to the limit, clearing the war toys from the shelves of a Target store.
We just are very concerned that young children, especially little boys, are learning that war is play.
All they're doing successfully is tying up traffic from a legitimate business that's trying to do a legitimate business.
So you would buy war toys for your children?
You bet I would.
If they want to vote no, that means that they don't buy them. And it is a major category for us.
The war toys will all be returned to the store. It was just a symbolic gesture. But it made little difference here. The shelves were restocked with G.I. Joes and Rambos in minutes. And a new set of children were ready to play, unaware of the war that had been waged on their behalf. Fritzy Borgwart, Channel 9 News in North St. Paul.
Well, in South Korea today, police blocked a protest by thousands of people who planned to rally for constitutional reform. That set off a number of skirmishes between the two sides. Police used tear gas to control the crowd. The marchers responded by throwing rocks and gasoline bombs.
Pope John Paul continued his tour of Australia today, this time speaking to thousands of Aborigines in the outback. The pontiff told them the church supports their fight to hold on to their ancestral lands, and he denounced the forced resettling of native Australians to reservations. Hawaii's Kilauea volcano continues to put on a spectacular lava show tonight.
And as a result, the Big Island is getting even bigger. Molly McCoy has the story.
It is the first time in 12 years that the churning, boiling, molten rock from the depths of Kilauea has reached the sea. When it does, steam, great gray-white clouds of it, shoot hundreds of feet into the air. The lava has carved a 7-mile-long flaming path from the volcano to the sea. 9 homes have gone up in flames as the 2,000-degree lava came too near. 6 more homes are being threatened. This is certainly nature at its wildest, the molten rock, an unstoppable force. And it's also an irresistible tourist attraction. The meeting of flaming lava and churning sea is a rare event, a spectacular sight. The experts say the eruption at Kilauea may go on for some time, with the crater continuing to spew the superheated rock down the volcano's slopes. Dramatic as the steam explosions are by day, at night the destructive potential of Kilauea is even easier to see. The sky near the lava river glows orange as the burning rock continues to flow towards the waters of the Pacific. Molly McCoy, CNN reporting.
Chuck Woolery talks about Love Connection.
The people that come on Love Connection hold nothing back. It seems that they have no inhibitions.
Love Connection.
Weekdays at 1 on Channel 9.
Rubik, you've done it again!
I'm gonna get you, Rubik!
It's Rubik's Magic Puzzle, the new challenge from the incredible Erno Rubik.
The cube was easy. I dare you to link the rings.
I did it!
You didn't do it right.
Rubik's Magic. Pick it up. You'll never put it down.
Oh, I can't put it down.
I can't put it down. Can you, Abe?
Rubik's Magic Puzzle, new from Matchbox. You'll never put it down.
Give me that back.
It's my turn now.
For 300 years, a terrifying secret has been kept from the outside world.
Pirates?
I know it sounds crazy, but you better believe me.
The Island, the super thriller from the author of Jaws and the Deep. The Island.
Saturday night at 10:35 on Channel 9.
Next on Superior Court, after this man purchased these watermelons.
I just felt he looked kind of suspicious.
He says, oh, no, you got to come talk to manager.
Well, when he wouldn't stop, I took a hold of his arm.
That's when my foot slipped and I went down. Then the manager comes out and says, charge me with theft.
Was it a case of false arrest or probable cause? The issues are real. The decision's final. Superior Court.
Monday at noon on the Great Entertainer, Channel 9.
Monday through Saturdays at 5, get crazy with Ron Howard.
We're gonna go out and take a little moonlight stroll. Do it in the morning. Oh, you're a real joker, Dad.
And Henry Winkler.
Hey, Fonzie, there's a man out here for you.
Al, I'm on the phone.
He's wearing a badge.
I'm off the phone.
As they recreate the good old days on Happy Days, Monday through Saturdays at 5 on the Great Entertainer, Channel 9.
The crowd goes wild.
How warm was it today? It seemed mighty warm.
43 officially here in the Twin Cities, and the normal's 34, so I guess we did okay. All right. If you were near a lake, though, and you caught that wind, it felt cooler than that. But anyway, the almanac, 43 is the high showing up in the almanac, 28 for the low. That's a Nicollet Mall scene there in the background. Our sunrise tomorrow is going to be at 7:30. Currently here in the Twin Cities, we have cloudy skies and 35 degrees, 26 dew point. Our relative humidity is 69%, winds northeast at 17 miles an hour. 5-state satellite picture shows clouds covering much of Minnesota. They cover the southern two-thirds of Minnesota, well into Wisconsin, and well into Nebraska. They're being caused by this low-pressure system over eastern Colorado, and that's pushing moisture up in our direction. And it looks like the clouds will stay with us tomorrow. We could even see some scattered showers, either rain or snow showers here in the Twin Cities tomorrow as well. Temperatures are very mild with the cloud cover and the southeast and southwest winds. We have 30 is fairly common, 21 there up at Duluth. Cold spot is 13 degrees where they have clear skies up at International Falls. National highs, very mild to the south and pretty normal in our neck of the woods, 30s and 40s very common. This cold air up in southern Canada should stay there because we expect east to southeast flow over the next couple of days. As we take a look at the big satellite picture, it shows the clouds in our neck of the woods. Also big area clouds over the southeast. From those clouds, the national radar is going to show that we have quite a few showers falling down there. It'll come up here in just a minute. There we go. Showers and thunderstorms over the southeast. Up over the northern part of the country, just a scattering of rain showers and snow showers. We expect a little more to develop, though, as we get into tomorrow. The forecast map for tomorrow shows a low pressure system moving into Kansas. Sunshine across the south, rain continuing across the southeast. High down in Atlanta of 55 degrees, 48 degrees a high in Chicago. Now we're looking for the rain showers and snow showers to spread northeastward during the day tomorrow over the upper Midwest. And it looks like, as we take a closer look, we could have a mixture of rain showers and snow showers over southern Minnesota. If you're doing any traveling tomorrow, though, I don't expect any serious problems. Looks like the main threat of snow will be over southeastern South Dakota. So the forecast for the Twin Cities, cloudy, mild temperatures tonight, 23 to 27 degrees. For tomorrow, we have a chance of a rain or snow shower, about a 30% chance, 34 to 39 degrees, winds east at 10 to 20. For tomorrow night, cloudy, a chance of light snow, about 40% chance, 23 to 28. And much the same for Monday, cloudy skies, chance of light snow, 31 to 36, that chance 40%. So nothing too exciting in the forecast.
Kind of nice, though, to be above average for a change.
Like those mild temperatures.
Yeah, that's nice.
We'll try to keep them going.
It was real cold when we started this month.
It sure was.
It's nice to see. But when we come back, Jim Gilliland will join us with all the sports live from the Metrodome.
Including a wild and weary wrap-up, today's Gridiron Marathon. Stick around.
Hey, Betty, what's new?
Go ahead, surprise me. Lead me down your rocky road. Surprise me. Take me over the rainbow. You sweet talker, Betty Crocker.
There's more?
Amaze and amaze me. Drive me caramel chocolate nuts. You sweet talker, Betty Crocker. Your frosting's too much to spend. I thought I'd seen it all. You hit me with something new.
You're full of surprises.
Betty Crocker, you sweet talker, you.
Oh.
What's the matter, honey?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, don't feel well.
I don't want to talk about it.
Diarrhea.
I don't want to talk about it.
Cramps. Try Donagel.
I don't want to.
Donagel relieves diarrhea fast. And Donagel has extra medicine for cramps. Others don't.
Well, no diarrhea, no cramps. Honey, about the way I acted.
I don't want to talk about it.
Donagel, recommended by doctors and pharmacists for diarrhea and cramps.
Relief worth talking about.
Well, we had 13 hours of high school football today.
5 games?
Marathon stuff.
Yeah.
And Jim Gilliland is standing by at the Metrodome. He's got all of the highlights. Jim?
How did it go?
Well, Jeff and Maureen, it has been a long day, but we've had a good time covering the Prep Bowl. It's the first time Channel 9 has been privileged to bring you this event, the 5th Prep Bowl in actual fact, and it was the second most attended Prep Bowl. 41,000 turned out here at the Metrodome, and that's, as we say, the best since the opening year when they had 43,000. We had some good football games, although none of the scores were quite as close as we would have liked for television, but we'll pick up the action with the AA, the Large School Championship. Apple Valley had it all their own way against Osseo, avenging their only defeat of the season. Osseo beat them 14-6 during the regular year, but John Tetrald's run here in the first quarter made it 21-0, 66 yards in all, and Apple Valley was on their way. It was 21-6 at the half, and any thought of Osseo rallying was ended in the third quarter when Tatro threw to Mark Perry, broke a couple of tackles, got into the end zone, made it 28-6, and Apple Valley went on to win the game by a score of 35-6. So Apple Valley runners-up last year are the AA champions of 1986. Class A game, Cambridge shut out Stewartville, 24-0. The final there is sophomore quarterback Wade Labatt threw for 2 touchdowns. The Class B title game, Watertown Mayor in a battle of unbeatens over Granite Falls, 29-6. A solid running game for Watertown Mayor did it, and they cashed in on some turnovers. Class C, Minneota rolled over Sherburne Donnell. Quarterback Chris Might set a Prep Bowl passing record of 260 yards, and they won it easily. And Argyle is the 9-man champion, 32-7 over Silver Lake. Tommy Duran, 132 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns, an enrollment of 68 for Argyle, the 9-man champs. Well, this is the last big weekend of college football before the bowl deluge hits. Out in sunny California, one coach was trying to bring his season to a happy conclusion while another one was just trying to hang on to his job. The man we're talking about, Lou Holtz, the venerable coach of Notre Dame. His team was down 20-9 at the half, but Steve Berline brought them back. A 50-yard pass here to Milt Jackson for a touchdown, and the Irish were on their way to the comeback. Now it'll be Berline to his halfback Banks out of the backfield as they continued their climb. They were trailing 37-35 after this touchdown pass to Andy Heck, the tight end. It came down to a kick with 2 seconds to go, and John Carney put it through, and Notre Dame wins it 38-37. They say USC coach Ted Toller could lose his job over this, but his team was 7-4. That's certainly not a terrible season. So Notre Dame finishes 5-6 with the win over USC. Auburn edged Alabama today, 21-17 with a comeback. It was Georgia defeating Georgia Tech 31-24. Florida over Florida State, 17-13. Division II, a couple of scores. North Dakota State shut out Ashland of Ohio. They are in the Final Four, as is South Dakota. They won their game today over California Davis, and Concordia won in Division III, 17-14. The last big weekend of college football means the first big weekend of college basketball. It was time for Clem Haskins and the Gophers to bring their show onto the hard court at Williams Arena. And the Gophers struggled in the first half. Inside basket here for Dan Wilberscheid of North Dakota State. But Minnesota came back. Kim Zerker, who was playing point guard in the early going to Woods, into Richard Coffey, 2 of his 9 points on the left-hander from the lane. And it's Tim Hansen getting 2 down low. Hansen finished with 12 points tonight. It was tied 25 all at the half, but then Kelvin Smith exploded for Minnesota. He had 25 points to lead the Gophers, 26 points rather, and 20 of them came in the second half. So Kelvin Smith, the big contributor for Minnesota. Here's Hansen getting a good bounce on the jump shot. Minnesota rolls to a 70-53 win. The Gophers fly to Houston tomorrow, where they will take on the Cougars on Monday night. College hockey, not so fortunate for the Gophers. They go into Boston College and lose it 8-7. Ken Hodge got the tying goal with 5 minutes to play and the winning goal in overtime for BC. Maybe he'll come back to help Minnesota someday because he's a North Star draft pick. The Gophers host the alumni game at 2 o'clock tomorrow, Mariucci Arena. We move to Toronto. Maple Leaf Gardens. The North Stars going for their 4th straight win. Break on top 1-0. Dennis Maruk tips in a shot from Craig Hartsburg on the point. And then it was Ron Wilson scoring to make it 2-0 Minnesota. Toronto came back to cut it to 2-1, but it's Maruk dropping for Cicerelli, and he scores his 25th goal of the season, 3-1 Minnesota. Bellows added a pair of goals. Dirk Graham scored short-handed, as did Brian Lawton, and the North Stars got their 4th straight win, 7-2 the final. They have now won. They go to Buffalo, try to make it 5 in a row on Tuesday night. Other scores in the NHL, Boston 6-2 over Buffalo. It was Hartford winning in Montreal. Philadelphia with a road win on Long Island. The Rangers and Pittsburgh skated to a 5-5 tie. It was Detroit 4-2 over St. Louis, and Calgary defeated Chicago the final there 5-4. Also in the MISL, the Strikers are now 0-4. Helmut Dudek and Chris Dangerfield score, but it wasn't enough. They trying to get their first win, but they are 0-4, and they did better than the Lady Gophers did because they lost today 101-46 in the Dial Classic. So it's been a long day here from the Metrodome. In fact, I think I hear some of the Vikings coming in for tomorrow's game, the kickoff at about noon. We'll send it back to the station and Jeff and Maureen.
All right, thanks, Jim. Go home and rest those vocal cords.
He's been holding up fairly well. We'll be right back after this.
Disc cameras are easy to use. May I? And 35mm cameras take great quality pictures. May I? Well, Fuji announces a breakthrough.
Hey, my camera!
This is a Fuji drop-in load camera. It's as easy to use as a disc camera. And it takes quality 35mm pictures.
Wow, what sharp pictures.
Fuji drop-in load cameras for breakthrough pictures.
I haven't seen prices like these since the 60s, and you'll only find them right here at the new Southdale Ford. Listen to this, a 1987 Ranger pickup truck for $129 a month, and you don't have a payment due until March of next year. How about a 1986 F-150 for $139 a month, and no payment due until March of next year? You want a four-wheel drive? Here's a 1986 F-150 four-wheel drive, $186 a month, no payment due until March of next year. So call the new Southdale Ford at 835-5555 now.
Finally tonight, a 10-year search for sunken treasure has paid off for a businessman from Memphis, Tennessee, and it's paid off in a big way. The find is estimated to be worth, get this, about $1.6 billion. If that's true, it could be the richest treasure ship ever salvaged. Among the valuables on board, 40 tons of gold. Can you imagine that? 40 tons of gold.
Well, I want to see pictures. Maybe we can see some later.
They're not going to tell us where it is.
Okay, valuable forecast for tomorrow.
Nothing to get worried about tomorrow. We have a chance of some scattered rain showers or snow showers here in the Twin Cities, mainly in the late afternoon, about a 30% chance. High temperatures, 33 to 38.
Thank you. We'll be back tomorrow night, I guess, with more Primetime News. Thank you for joining us for this late edition of Primetime News.
We'll see you again tomorrow.